paddled deep into Ozark fog, found 1930s cabin with steaming cornbread on the table. The Harlan family never left. The Ozark Plateau in southern Missouri unfolds as a geological labyrinth of karst hills, pockmarked with bottomless sinkholes, crystal-clear spring branches vanishing into underworld cave systems, and cedar glades where Civil War bushwhackers once ambushed Union patrols, and moonshiners distilled corn whiskey under cover of perpetual fog. These ancient highlands, some of the oldest exposed bedrock in North America, conceal secrets in their hollows that local families whisper about only after dark, with doors bolted tight against haint dogs baying at the full moon. In mid-July 2023, during the height of smallmouth bass spawning season, I launched a solo canoe expedition down the Current River within Ozark National Scenic Riverways as Ryan Keller, a 29-year-old park ranger stationed out of Van Buren, who knew every gravel bar and rapid from routine patrols, but craved deeper wilderness immersion beyond marked campsites and fisherman crowds. My 14-foot Winona Spirit solo canoe carried meticulously packed dry bags containing a Hennessy Hammock ultralight backpacker with bug net and rainfly, a Jetboil flash stove for boiling creek water, a fishing vest bulging with Rapala crankbaits and MEPS spinners in crawdad patterns, USGS topographic quad maps folded inside a Ziploc for waterproofing, and a Garmin InReach Mini satellite communicator as backup, since cell towers offered spotty coverage deeper than 3 miles from pavement. The first 4 days paddled languid and idyllic through the river's emerald corridor. Great blue herons stabbing shallow riffles with dagger bills for crawdads, smallmouth bass slamming topwater lures with explosive surface strikes that sent water droplets sparkling in morning sunlight. Primitive camping on expansive gravel spits under Perseid meteor showers streaking across ink-black skies unpolluted by city glow. Day 5 dawned with uncharacteristic fog shrouding Blue Spring Branch, a narrow tributary marked "No Motors" on my topo map that pulled my canoe into its misty embrace like invisible fingers on the gunnels. Portaging 200 yards through waist-high cedar thickets whose needles scratched arms like territorial warnings, I emerged onto a hidden bluff-top clearing where a 1930s-era frontier cabin sagged wearily into the hillside. Hand-hewn dovetail logs chinked with moss, now emerald green from decades of moisture. Shake shingle roof tufted with moss resembling a bad scalp transplant, and a fieldstone chimney leaning precariously, as if trembling from some subterranean earthquake fault line running directly beneath. No Forest Service boundary signs, no established access trail through the poison ivy thickets. Pure trespass territory where ranger instinct screened immediate retreat. But insatiable curiosity propelled rubbernecking forward across the leaf-littered yard, where rusted bed springs rusted into the soil marked long-abandoned homestead. Front porch groaned under scuffed Danner boots, pair of cane-bottom rockers petrified in positions facing downslope toward the river valley, where sunset incendiary orange bled into the fog bank below. Push-tested front door revealed padlock rusted solid, with chain dangling like broken handcuffs. Shoulder barge, splintered rotten door frame yielding entry with puff of musty sigh, carrying undertones of fermented cornbread yeast rising, and bacon grease spattering hot iron. Kitchen-dominated single-room interior. Hoosier cabinet with glass doors shattered into the floor, revealing empty shelves where once flour sacks and canning jars stood sentinel. Scarred oak table, covered faded oilcloth, checkerboard red and white set impeccably for 2 place settings, containing blue willow pattern plates, holding golden cornbread crumbled perfectly, as if baked yesterday. Navy bean soup congealed into greasy islands that hadn't fully cooled, and enamelware coffee pot, venting impossible heat, wisps curling upward toward cobwebbed ceiling beams. Fleshy flies droned lazy holding patterns around table edge, very much alive and contemporary. Wall calendar frozen eternally July 1955, circled heavy grease pencil, Harlan Family Reunion Picnic. Yellowed Kansas City Star front page, same date, headlining, Local Girl Missing from Spring-Fed Holler. My pulse stuttered irregular, backed instinctively toward porch, scanning tree line. No fresh tire tracks scarring red clay. No human footprints disturbing leaf duff. Only parallel deer trails vanishing into cedar gloom. Storm clouds boiling rapidly westward delivered opening thunder salvo, rumbling like subterranean tectonic shift warning. Current river main stem rising, muddy, clawing at gravel banks below. Grim decision crystallized. Pitch tent bluff top under protective overhang. Strung fly tarp against coming deluge. Fire pit ringed infinite gray ash layers, yielded hickory splits gathered nearby, crackling reluctant under damp conditions. Savory foil packet beans and franks aroma, warring ambient cabin's phantom feast, calling irresistibly. Midnight rain lashed nylon symphony. Lightning strobed cabin windows rhythmically, revealing fleeting silhouettes seated at table positions. Dinner guests arriving fashionably late. Fragmented sleep chased fever dreams of multiplying place settings marching across oilcloth, infinite regression. Sunrise dripped honey gold through ragged cloud breaks, jeweled dew sparkling across spiderweb filigree strung between porch rail balusters like nature's own caution tape. Approach resumed cautious cat prowl. Cabin front door, now mysteriously latched from interior side. Physically impossible given previous violent entry. Second shoulder barge yielded splintering frame cascade. Interior greeted immaculate reset conditions, surpassing original discovery. Table cleared surgically with blue willow plates licked mirror clean and stacked pyramid perfect inside Hoosier drainer. Cornbread vanished completely, without single crumb trail. Calendar page flipped forward to August, displaying Pa's Dynamite Day, circled ominous red. Kitchen drawers rifled methodically, yielded corroded mine payroll ledgers stamped Harlan Shaft No. 3, Deep Holler, 1948 to 55. Tintype photographs capturing stern patriarchs squinting into sun wearing gallust overalls. Bonneted matron cradling washboard wooden tub. Gangly adolescent girl, pigtails framing haunted eyes too old for teenage face. Leather spine diary cracked open Eliza Harlan entries, spiraling descent into mania. Initial mundane. Voices singing sweet promises from Sinkhole mouth quarter-mile east. Pa plugs ears with wax, plans dynamite burial. Ma bakes extra cornbread for visitors, unseen lingering porch shadows. Progression accelerated. Girl's fits worsen nightly. Crawls toward earth, song on hands' knees. Doc Roundtree says consumption, but eyes glow cavern phosphorescence. Final pages smeared rust brown, resembling dried blood. Family waits below in plenty. Sinkhole picnic eternal. Don't follow singing Harlan kin. Floorboards hollow-toned suspiciously beneath four-poster iron bed revealed concealed trap door. Padlocked antique iron hasp, rusted wafer thin. Bolt cutter, improvised from canoe paddle ferrule, snapped linkage easily. Descended groaning ladder into root cellar, exhaling cadaverous, cold breath assaulting nostrils. Dirt floor packed smooth, showing recent foot traffic patterns. Rough shelves lined quart jars. Navy beans floating eyeball-like suspension. 3 child-sized pine coffins, aligned processionally. Plain nailed lids exhaling faint cornbread sweetness through knotholes. Pry bar splintered first lid. Eruption dust cloud, revealing Eliza, age 14. Skeletal remains, clad tattered lace nightgown, clutching petrified cornbread chunk, mouth cavity gaping, silent scream upward. Remaining coffins yielded patriarch and matron, identical repose, milky eyes fixed eternally toward ceiling. Trapdoor, escape route. Violent wretch propelled porch-side vomiting. River wind carrying subterranean hymn fragments upward through morning mist. Canoe, packed with frantic velocity. Paddle strokes thrashing whitewater foam as I propelled downstream at maximum throttle. Desperate escape vector. But fog of unnatural density thickened exponentially. Layer upon suffocating layer, until current reversed against all hydrological logic. Upstream, Sisyphean labor, fighting invisible upstream tide, pulling directly back toward cursed bluff. Garmin InReach Mini, satellite communicator. Lifeline purchased specifically for Ozark dead zones. Garbled error codes flashing depth anomaly. Signal blocked. Refusing position ping despite clear sky breaks. Piercing canopy overhead, revealing GPS satellites mocking from 12,000 miles altitude. Nightfall descended abruptly, as equatorial summer dusk compressed to 20 minutes total light, forcing reluctant return bluff-top camp, same damned location proximity. Systematic inspection revealed horror scene. Tiny bare footprints, size 4 inches, encircling hammock suspension points in perfect 12-point star pattern. Antique porcelain doll delivered mysteriously outside bugnet zipper pouch, clutching fresh cornbread crumb, miniature fist clenched white knuckle grip. Doll's glass eyes reflecting distant sinkhole phosphorescence, pulsing green heartbeat rhythm. Subterranean whispers filtered through heavy fog banks, coalescing into lilting hymn, recognizable melody. Shall we gather at the river? Twisted, sinister minor key harmonic dissonance. Ryan, Harlan kinblood calls. Picnic time drawing eternally near. Individual voices identifiable now. Child soprano Eliza, piercing crystal. Matron alto, resonant cavern acoustics. Patriarch, baseline rumbling tectonic plates beneath feet. Pulse thundered temples, drowning continuous river murmur symphony. Sleep became impossible. Fetal position, hammock sway, hypnotic pendulum, amplifying nausea, vertigo. Pre-dawn hours dissolved fevered, half-waking paralysis, reliving root cellar, coffin prisings, infinite regression. Eliza's skeletal fingers twitching independent life, clutching eternal cornbread talisman. Patriarch's milky cornea tracking ceiling trapdoor movement, millimeter precision. Matron's lace doily clutched chest, rising, falling, phantom respiration cycles. Dawn fog lifted with surgical precision, peeling atmospheric layers, revealing impossible relocation. Cabin manifested precisely 1 mile downstream, preserving identical bluff orientation, river-facing. Geographic anomaly defying Ozark plateau topology, where tributaries flow strictly east-west parallel. Compelled return operated magnetic inexorable against iron will screaming retreat. Each footfall synchronized distant sinkhole exhalation rhythm, pulling visceral. Kitchen table groaned audibly beneath renewed feast presentation. Cornbread steaming, visibly golden crust crackling audible. Navy beans bubbling. Slow simmer porcelain bubbles bursting miniature explosions. Slate chalkboard note etched. Precise penmanship. Eat, son. Harlan family hungers eternal. Welcome. Sinkholers provide plenty, unending. Starvation gnawed. Visible ribs hollow shadow self after 36-hour fast calorie deprivation. Single experimental bite. Cornbread dissolved instantly. Ash-sweet euphoria flooding synapses. Chemical rush surpassing morphine opioid potency. Vision periphery swam. Cabin walls breathing. Expansion contraction. Respiration cycles matching own accelerating terror pulse. Spectral Harlans materialized. Flesh translucent. Cornbread cheeks distended. Perpetual mastication. Revealing quartz crystal teeth. Grinding eternal quartz seams below. Patriarch intoned. Fork gesturing eastward. Quarter-mile compass-bearing precision. Sinkholers. We became when Earth Mother sang plenty unending. Surface world starves. Hollow bellies clay dust. Join family. Work feeds. Tether. Matron ladled additional beans. Cornbread trough. Smiling milky eyes fixed invitation. Eliza skips table. Perimeter dull swinging. Pendulum metronome sinkhole cadence. Sing Ryan Harlan kin. Cornbread loaves, manna loaves. Forever sink banquet eternal. Dragged, kicking, stumbling procession materialized outside kitchen door, leading sinkhole more, quarter-mile east through cedar thicket tunnels, branches parting, accommodating spectral parade. Vortex winds generated, sinkhole precipice tugged clothing, insistent lover fingers. Subterranean glow pulsing, visible heartbeat. Cadence matching collective terror, rhythm accelerating unison. Eliza skipped ahead, doll swinging hypnotic. Sing, Ryan. Cornbread manna. Precipice yawned, fathomless blue void exhaling cornbread-scented breath mixed quartz dust sparkle. Patriarch positioned, shoulder shove executioner precision. Plummeting spiral darkness, successive bone-jarring impacts. Cushioning fleshy sinkhole. Undulations, peristalsis swallowing whole. Descent coordinated family chorus crescendo, swallowing screams harmonic perfection. Violent awakening. Bioluminescent cavern vaulted cathedral proportions, dwarfing human scale. Stalactites dripping mineral tears, precise 7-second intervals. Synchronized quartz crystal faceted chandeliers, illuminating Harlan clan mining operations. Quartz seams, ghostly pickaxes clinking metronomic rhythm, echoing vast chambers, amplifying infinite regression. Patriarch oversaw production line, translucent miners hauling barrows, crushed quartz towards central processing, vortex glowing green plasma core. Matron supervised communal long table, identical surface cabin configuration, serving beans, cornbread troughs, replenishing infinite supply chains. Work feeds surface tether eternally, Matron explained. Wooden ladle portioning navy beans, cornbread chunks. Miners pausing, rhythmic clinking briefly mastication cycles. Sinkhole mouth requires constant quartz tribute, maintaining atmospheric bridge. Harlan-kin works provides. Escaped narrow spring resurgence passage, calcite-encrusted fissure, constriction diameter 18 inches, maximum lungs burning, carbon dioxide saturation levels approaching lethal, fingers clawing calcite flowstone formations, millimeter progress, swimming subterranean current, upstream against pressure gradient, breached, gasping, mainstem river gravel bar, upstream temporal loop reset evident, identical fog conditions. Day 5. Discovery coordinates. GPS miraculously functional post-emergence. Cabin vanished. Completely mist-shrouded non-existence. Paddled freedom vector shaking uncontrollable cornbread crumbs spilling, vest pockets leaving phosphorescent residue trail. Water surface glowing green wake. Downstream extraction reporting official record. Delirium, dehydration, sinkhole, fall, non-survivable depth. Yielding no coffins. Located. Official search parties combing holler. Systematic grid patterns. Cadaver dogs alerting false positives. Leaf litter only. Ozark patrols avoided religiously. Now assigned daylight. River mainstem exclusively, but solo river trips conjure phantom cornbread baking scents, wafting upstream. Fog banks, unnatural density. Sinkhole choral hymns, lilting night winds carrying Eliza. Pigtail silhouette, peripheral vision. Canoe bow waves parting. Fog revealing doll face. Pressed glass eyes tracking passage. Harlan kin claims blood resonance. Unbreakable. Never camp unmarked bluffs. Solitary under any meteorological circumstances. Lest singing resume. Drawing inexorable magnetic north. Shadows beneath Ozark rivers conceal family reunions. Picnics concluding. Never temporal loops, eternal.